Thanks for staying with us. I'm Bill O'Reilly in the Answer Beck and Call segment tonight. I'm working in my office at 5 o'clock Eastern Time. I look up. There's my pal Glenn Beck surrounded by cupcakes on the air. Nice work if you can get it. But the G-Man says cupcakes are the best way to explain what's happening to the American dollar. So here's Beck, and he has a fixation this week on cupcakes. Before we get to the cupcakes...
Hold on. This week?
Oh, their whole life. But
yeah.
You're using the cupcakes to illustrate a point about the American dollar.
Yes.
Let's roll the tape.
I speak the language of food and cupcakes, baked goods. Yeah, I grew up in a bakery. They smell so yummy. For health reasons, I'm now eating wheatgrass. Before World War II, everybody had their own cupcakes. The British had their own cupcakes. It's gold. After World War II, we decided we wanted to hold all of the cupcakes ourselves. Little did they know I was in charge of the cupcakes. And we started eating all of the cupcakes. We started spending. That's as close as I get to a cupcake. Let me suck my finger for a second.
Now, I'm a little slow.
Yeah.
The major point, beside you liking cupcakes, was...
I think that was it.
That was it. It was just a bakery exposition.
No. You know, what people don't understand is that as we devalue our dollar, because what we did is we took the cupcakes from England and we said, okay, we'll hold them for you. And then we gave them certificates, otherwise known as our treasury bonds. And we said, hold these, they're as good as cupcakes.
Right.
But as we start devaluing our dollar, what we're doing is we're devaluing the cupcakes. There's no cupcake
by printing more money, the Fed prints more money to pay our debts, to get us out of bad economic situation. Well, that's what.
But they're buying now. The Fed is now buying 77. Do you remember when I said to you 2 years ago? I said, Bill, they're going to start monetizing our debt. No, they won't. Yes, they will. No, they won't. Yes, they will. No, they won't.
Who's no? 70, they won't. That wasn't me.
Yes, it was. No. 70. They're buying 70%. 70% of our bonds now. The Fed.
But for the American, for the average American, doesn't follow monetary policy, doesn't follow the Fed. How does that affect them?
Because when you go out and you buy sugar, when you go out and you buy flour, when you go out and buy anything, cotton, your clothes, when you buy it, you have to understand that we're devaluing our money. We're devaluing the money overseas as well, but also here. So the only thing that's real is no longer what is supposedly in these treasury bonds. It's sugar. It's wheat. It's corn.
Okay, so what you can put in your mouth for nutrition or whatever
goes up in up. So what you're seeing at the gas pump is also because we're devaluing our currency.
Okay, we'll get to gas in a minute. But the world has nowhere else to go but the dollar. It can't go to the euro. It can't go to any other currency.
The IMF, I'm telling you, Bill, the IMF will go to a new global currency. China's talked about it. Russia's talked about it. The IMF is
in what period of time do you believe that will take place?
I think it's only a matter of, I think you have to wait to see what happens in the Middle East. We have war-gamed it. I've talked to experts. The moment anybody starts to dump our treasuries, the moment anybody says...
Bad, but
right. But wait, anybody starts to dump our treasuries, just like Soros always does to those 5 countries he's collapsed, if they start doing it, it'll take us about 15 days for the Western way of life as we know it to collapse.
All right. The oil prices. Now, my opinion is that once again, speculators are driving up the price of oil, barrel of oil. It's over $100 a barrel now because they seize upon the chaos in Egypt and Libya and these things. And they go, oh, yeah, no, everybody's going to be paying more, so we'll bid it up. It's legal to do that. And then the oil companies go, well, they're bidding it up. So even though we have plenty of oil, plenty of gasoline, no problem with supply, we'll charge more because they're all colluding in prices anyway. So that's what's happening.
Common sense is playing a role with speculators. Speculators are looking at it and saying, I think this could melt down, so I'm going to buy oil now. I'm going to go ahead and put my money on the table now because I think it's going to melt down. I think it will too. I'm surprised the prices of oil is as low as it is. Do that.
The oil companies don't have to follow and raise prices to consumers. They don't have to.
But here's what also is happening, Bill. You have a situation where in Libya and in Saudi Arabia, it could be over overnight. And what have we done? It's more important to talk about what is it that we're doing to prepare for a nightmare. What happens if they turn the lights out in Saudi Arabia? Revolution in Saudi Arabia. What happens if they turn the lights off on 3% of the oil?
Well, certainly
for Europe?
we're not prepared for that. Right now, gas on Long Island, where I live, premium is over $4 a gallon.
Yes.
I hear the oil companies want to get it to $5 by the summer. And they don't care how they get it there. They're going to use the speculators and the turmoil to get it there.
Are you really at this place where you think the oil companies are the ones doing all of this?
They're raising the prices. I talked to Mohammed. Mohammed owns the gas station. I said, Mohammed, who told you to bring it up to $4.07?
One of the problems is you don't have mom-and-pop stores on the oil. You have Shell oil coming in and
they're
bringing
all collude, and one rises to $4.07,
well, that's the way it is.
They all do.
That's the way it is.
Right.
But I'm telling you, Bill, gas will be at $5 a gallon probably in the next 12 months. But it ain't going to be the oil companies. It's going to be the crisis in the Middle East.
Okay. But they use, and I know this to be a fact, any excuse. Any excuse. You have 2 cupcakes, we're going to raise the oil free at the pump.
Oh, yeah.
Because Beck has 3 cupcakes.
I'm telling you.
Right.
Store cupcakes. It is the currency of the future. It is.
Glenn Beck, everyone, you make your own judgment.